Open any of the app. Sorry. So if you notice here, I'm just opening accounts page here. So this is a detail page. I'm clicking on any of the account and we are seeing something here. So if you see here, these are all the standard screens. Okay, here I can edit. So far you guys have seen, like, suppose let's say I have edit something here. So backend I have any trigger or process builder or flow, whatever it is, some action will happen. Okay. Now the requirements comes like either customer requirements doesn't meet these standard screens or he doesn't want his view on the standard screens. Either way. Okay. Now this is the standard screens. We have limited flexibility to optimize these ones. So either we can add extra fields or we can hide the extra fields, and backend we need to perform the operations. So here the some scenarios comes like here itself in account page, customer want to see some data, he wants to get some data. Here in want to see everything. So let's say in detail page you are seeing something. If you want to go to related list, here this is the view, and here you have to click, it will go. So this is some, it's consumed some navigations, right? So some scenarios comes like he doesn't want to go to much navigations, he want to see everything in one page, and some customizations. So in the scenarios, we'll go for front-end applications. Okay, like that, Lightning. So one of them is Lightning Web Components. Before Lightning Web Components, earlier Salesforce were using Visual Force pages to deal with these kind of requirements. Okay. Later, some point around somewhere around 2016 or 2015, Lightning Aura Components has been introduced. Okay. Later in December 2018, Lightning Web Components has been introduced. Okay, just understand the little difference between these three. Nothing much. Visual Force is like again the Salesforce inbuilt functionality. So before this Lightning, if you go to the classic version of Salesforce, right, all these things built in using Visual Force page only. So if you want to customize these screens, any new page, button override, these all built in Visual Force pages, the beginning of Salesforce. Okay, it has some pros and cons as well. So to avoid number of server clicks, Lightning has come up with some framework called Lightning Aura Components. This is completely inbuilt in Salesforce, which is using XMLS UI, JS as client side controller, and Apex as usual as server side controller. Ignore the spellings. Okay. Then after some point of time, Lightning Web Components has been introduced on December 2018. Okay. The main difference, the way, see, conceptually both are same. Okay, conceptually both are same. We have the same, whatever the elements, whatever the whatever the things available in our components, we have same equally replicates for web components. But why two? We are already, like Salesforce has Lightning Aura components and many application has been built already. So again, web components has been released. Reason because it's like in December 2000, like in somewhere around JavaScript got updated to ES6 version. ES6. So it is compatible for any browser under ES6, and HTML5 got updated. Okay, so Lightning Web Components started using these web technologies like JavaScript ES6 version and HTML5 as UI. And we have a regular Apex. Okay. Advantages of this HTML5 is and JavaScript is like it is common across all the browsers and all the technologies. So any technology, not only Salesforce, any Angular, Java, .NET, whoever using the UI, they will use HTML5. And JavaScript, yes, JavaScript. So it's like common web technologies. So that's the reason they introduced Lightning Web Components. Now Lightning Web Components is leading in the market. So any existing applications already built in Aura, So people will prefer continue to Aura or migrate to Lightning Web Components. Or else any requirements going to start from scratch or need to build freshly, client obviously opt for Lightning Web Components, because since this is the latest in the market and maintenance and easy to implementation is very easy, and it is compatible across all the browsers and all the applications. This is little brief about Visual Force page, Lightning Aura components and Lightning Web Components. Okay, any doubts? Yeah, and one more point is like, if you are a beginner, it's a recommend to start Lightning Web Components. And if you start learning Lightning Web Components, you can correlate same concepts with Aura and you can learn it if required. Okay, if someone who knows Aura components already, so they can just simply compare the things, what are the changes, most probably the syntactical changes, and they can learn web components easily. Okay. Now 90% of the clients are not using Visual Force pages. So already whatever they developed in Visual Force pages, they are migrated to either Aura or web components. So any small enhancements, things they might require to touch Visual Force page, but 90% no one is using Visual Force pages. So maximum clients opt for web components. If some scenarios they required, maybe they don't have a team who knows familiar with web components, then they go for Lightning Aura components. This is high level brief here. Any doubts till here? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, yes, Rajesh.
Sorry. Any doubts here so far?
No.
No, right? Clear, right?
Yes.
Okay. Then to start with LWC, what are the prerequisites we required? We have to install Salesforce CLI. So far you have seen Salesforce is a cloud. Directly you are coming, opening some login.salesforce.com. You are just entering your passwords, username, and you are working on hassle-free, right? Now, whenever you are starting Lightning Web Components, we must require to install some softwares. Okay, I'll tell you why. Salesforce CLI, which means Salesforce CLI and Visual Studio installations. So these two you require. So how to install those things? Just simply type copy Salesforce CLI, open any of the browser, Salesforce CLI install. I have some keyword like this. Command line interface. Okay, install Salesforce CLI. So here it will give you this. If you observe here, this is the official Salesforce website only. So developer guide. So here you will get all the steps. It's a simple installation, just a .exe file. So according to your OS, you can choose it. So download the package and will install it. Once you're done with the installation, this is the go to verify your installation. It will ask you to execute some small command in your command prompt. Command just execute like this and press enter. So see, if you get this one, it will tell you what version you have installed and what is the OS and all. Okay, if you get this message, it means CLI got installed successfully. Okay, I'll just share this URL in chat. Try to install it. Okay. Once you're done with the Salesforce CLI and successfully verified installation, then we have another software called Visual Studio. Visual Studio Code installation. Just type install. Same. It will navigate to the window. Just remember the name Visual Studio. Here download according to your OS and just follow the instructions. This is also simple instructions. Simple installation. It will not take much time. Let me share this URL as well. Visual Studio. Just remember the name. Okay. Once you're done with these two, the Visual Studio will looks like this. Okay, let me close it. Okay. Just ignore all this. I will tell you, explain what and all this. Okay. Your Visual Studio looks like this. Okay. Visual Studio Code. This is the editor. It's nothing but like how you use developer console, right? So developer console is a place where you write the code. Since it's in cloud, you don't need to do anything. Just write and save. It will execute. But this is Visual Studio. Install in your local. Okay. Here we have to write our code and we need to deploy our code to cloud, which means Salesforce are, and there you need to execute it. Okay, this is some extra step. So why do we require Visual Studio is like developer console will not support Lightning Web Components. That's the reason we are coming to this approach. This is Visual Studio Code is very popular editor tool, which is using across many applications. Okay, once you're done with the Salesforce CLI installation and done with Visual Studio Code, then next step is like come here. If you see here some Explorer option, just click on it. Not here, sorry, this one, Marketplace extensions. Just click on this one. Here, just type Salesforce. You type here Salesforce. With the Salesforce name, we'll get some extensions here. So from main, the two things are Salesforce CLI integration and Salesforce extension pack. So if you click on this one, you will get option install and click on install. The same way Salesforce extension pack, just install it. It will take some around 20 to 30 minutes, depends on your internet speed. That's it. These two extensions are mandatory. So once you're familiar with the things, you can install whatever the play extension you require. So I'll tell you what is the usage of these extensions. Okay, but these two are mandatory. Till here, any doubts? You know, this is a prerequisite setup, please. Simple installations. If you have any doubt, you can go to YouTube and you can simply search like CLI installation process and all. You will get step-by-step installation YouTube video. So follow the video and install it. It will not take more than half an hour to 40 minutes. Till here, any doubts? Hello.
No, Rajesh, it's good.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, one you are ready with CLI and you are with Visual Studio and everything, right? Once you guys install CLI Visual Studio, and then I can explain you the folder creation process. That is very important because before I want you guys to install the software and be ready with the equipment. Then I can tell you how to create the folder in local and how to get the data from your Salesforce cloud to your local and how to modify that and how to push it. Okay. If I tell now, you will get confused. Just first ready with the this thing and I will explain tomorrow. Okay. Meantime, I am going to tell you what are the things we are going to cover in our course. Okay. In our course, I am just planning to have one simple project implementation. Okay, which is called recruitment application. We are much familiar with recruitment application, right? Recruitment application. Recruitment application. Okay. Initially, what are the first step of recruitment application? Candidate should apply to the job. Okay. There will be you might have come across like any of the job postings. There will be some web form in any of the external websites or whatever it is. So it will ask you to fill the details. Like generally, what will it ask you? First name, last name, gender, date of birth, the skill which you are looking for, mobile, email. These are the basic information for any candidate, right? So there will be a form with your inputs, and if you submit, if you given all the details, then there will be a small button like submit. Okay. Once you submit this form, this your form will be submitted to the applications. I mean, submitted to the respective companies. Okay, this is initial step. You guys all aware of these things, right? You'll get the basic information and you'll submit. Then next step is like then next job is like you will get a call from HR, right? Once you apply to the position, you will get a call from HR. How HR know you whether you who applied to the position? So there will be some system. There will be some system like HR can see who are all applied the applications. Okay, list of job applications. So consider 100 members applied a position using this form. Okay, once HR opens his or her screen, she could able to see who list of job applicants. I mean, who are all applied. Okay, So it's 100, right? It's 100 forms. So for her or his to search for particular application is very difficult because it's 100 applications, right? So the client requirement should expect some search criteria. Okay, search with skill or based on the requirements, any of the criteria. Okay, so HR will log into the application. This is HR. Meaning user in a Salesforce, which has some profile and will have some set of permissions. So if a HR user logins to this application, she could able to see a tab with this form. So where she can able to search according to the skill and she able to find the skill. That's what her job. She is a user with profile, will have only permissions to access this application. Okay, this is how you need to think. So HR user logins, see come to the tab. I'll show you in UI perspective how the app and tab can be created. Okay, she can search with any of the skill. Consider Salesforce.com. Okay, Salesforce.com. So obviously, by whenever she searches with Salesforce.com, so consider 100 members supplied in the form, right, with different skills, Salesforce, Java, Python, whatever it is. So she can able to see only Salesforce records. Then what is the next step? So in end of the each record, she can able to open any of the record. So now she will get all the records. Then next step is like another screen will be there. She can able to see the same form. The same details will be present there. Same details will be present. And for you should not give the entire fields in the requirement form, right? So these are the mandatory fields. Recruitment has, and you will give the details and submit it. Next step is like HR will call you for further information like your CTC, CTC, date of joining, notice period. This and all generally this will happen for us, right? Once you upload the position, then HR will call you and she will get back to you with for all these details. Once you give all the details, whether you based on your CTC, whether it will go for approval or not approval. Once it's approved, then interview process will be scheduled. Okay, she will collect more details like see same form. In this form, you have not given this information. The same record HR is opening with this search criteria and she is collecting some more information from you and she is performing some submit save. Okay. Okay, you can save once she updated save. So now here you have a partial information. After HR will collect more information and save. So your final record will be computed into Salesforce database. Then she can proceed with the next information. Okay, next information. What is the next information? Interview schedule. Interview schedules. The many rounds will be happen. First round, second round. These are the status of the candidate. Okay, second round, third round. Then if all cleared, finally offer release. Okay, till here, once you submit the form, once you submit the form, then HR has to search with the record and he needs to call you to get the further details and she has to schedule an interview. Once first round, she has to schedule. Once upon successful, selection of the second first round, she has to schedule a second round, then HR round. Once everything is done, offer release. So let's say here some guy name called Ramesh has submitted this form and Ramesh will get a call from HR and HR updated the necessary information from Ramesh and saved. Then HR scheduled the interview for Ramesh. Then she tracked all the interviews till offer release. So till offer release, see the moment where he created the form until he received the offer, his record has to be tracked across the process. So this is high level called as candidature journey. Okay, you might have heard the word called candidature process. Candidature meaning the time from the time you applied and from the time your offer released or your application are closed during the process called as candidature. Okay, candidature process. So in entire process, your application should be tracked. So whenever HR requires, she with some simple sets criteria, she want to get your you want to get your details and she want to check what is the status here. So this is getting all the application once interview schedule. So she should say he or she should have some other screen to quick search for a record. So whenever you are applied to some one position, right, you will get one unique ID like candidate ID, whatever the format companies use. So with that set candidate IDs, HR can able to get your necessary information. So this is the basic out template of the application. According to the business needs, client needs, it can be customized till what extent the client wants. This is how any project will start and finish. Okay, this is the process. We'll see one by one using lightning components. With after completing all this flow, we can cover all the topics in LWC. Any doubts here so far? Before that, you guys should be ready with this CLI installation because hello guys. Is that fine or any doubts or any suggestions? We'll start from we'll start from recruit form and we'll track the employee. We'll track the applicant status till he get the offer. So this is our scope of the application. So in build, how many screens we required? What are the sales criteria we want? What are the automated automations we have to done? What are the approvals all required? So these are all the requirements coming on top of it. So in real time, what will happen is, if consider this is the project, there will be a client who is generating these requirements, and there will be a BA who will get that applications, and they will convert that convert that requirements to a meaningful format in the sense some written format to a developer. So developer lead or architects will help you to design the application. So this is once you develop something, you have to show some demo to the client, and client will approve and will ask you to ask for some changes, and again you have to modify it, and I have to show demo. Once approved, move it to next level. Testing, deployment. That's it. This is a brief. Any doubts here so far?
No, it's good.
Yeah.
Rajesh,
Yeah.
the main purpose of LWC is testing and deployment. In simple words, how can it can be described?
No, testing and deployment is it's not related to LWC. LWC is like you are developing an application which contains UI. Okay, Salesforce is a complete package, right? So far you have seen all the backend stuff related. That's what I mentioned the very beginning stage itself. Okay,
Okay.
so if you want to develop some application, so you need to require some screen, right? If you forget about Salesforce, if you are opening any web application, you are seeing
Hmm.
so from some front end screens, right? So that has to be developed by using HTML only. So
Like
okay,
where I can read it, something about some basic things about LWC.
basic things, yeah, we have everything documented here, right? Developer guide. We can go through this. Just type Lightning Web Components. You will get a number of. Sorry, I'm very bad about spellings. To ignore. So you will have this developer guide. It will come everything end to end documented. So each and everything. I'll navigate through this developer guide as well. Whenever the things required, right? I will tell you how to go, how to refer on all things. What are the elements we have? What is the usage of that application? And everything will be. Let's say if you have add some first. Just now we discussed it, right? This one first name last name. If you don't know how to add first name last name here, you don't know HTML, so you can simply like lightning input, lightning input, enter, navigate to your developer guide, and it will give you everything information. See, these are the examples. So if you want date input or date time input, so let's say generally text input like first name last name. So if you scroll down, you will get the piece of example code. So if you copy this line and if you paste it in code editor, I'll show you that, and you will get this view. So accordingly, there will be whatever the things present in LWC, everything will be documented here with some examples. like that. See, if you want text input, if you want to set something, so there will be search input. So obviously we'll get some search criteria with lens icon. So whatever you search here, so things will happen. So to get this done, we have some simple example here like this. There will be some piece of code given in developer kit itself. So you can copy this code and you can paste it wherever you want. See, lightning input, this is in Aura component. Now we are in web component, right? If you click on this VS Lightning web component, we'll get the same syntax, same code in web component format. That's it. So text inputs, like if you want date input, so this is the thing, lightning input. It's the type date. So if you copy this line, if you paste it in HTML editor, automatically you will get something like this. It will ask you to choose some date, and I will show you all those things. But this is why I'm telling is like you have everything documented. So you should know what to use, where to use, when to use. That's it. That's it, guys. We'll discuss one by one. If you complete this application, right? So we'll get to know what exactly LWC is and why you are using. Okay. Any doubts? Before that, you guys must ready with the setup. Okay. Once you miss the flow, right, it's difficult to recall back. Just so daily basis, whatever we are doing, just try to follow it and get ready for next class, so that will be easy for us. So beginning, it might be easy. Once we get into the flow rate, things will become some more complex. I mean, to understand that one, you should be clear with the previous concept. That's what I am expecting. That's it. That's it, guys. Any doubts? If you guys ready with the setup, tomorrow I will show you how to create the folder structures and how to connect to the org, and how to retrieve the code, deploy the code, creating the components and all. I will show you tomorrow. Done, right?
Yeah, I have a question. What do you want us to have ready by tomorrow?
Yeah, that's what I mentioned. These things,
So like
these
the
prerequisites: Salesforce
Visual
CLI,
Studio and all,
with
right?
yeah, Salesforce CLI and Visual Studio.
Okay.
Yeah, get ready
I
with these
have a
three
question.
two things. Yeah, please. Yeah, someone
I
asked
have a
something.
question.
Yeah, please, Santi or Priyanka.
Shanti.
Yeah, tell me, Shanti.
Actually, when we go for Aura component and when we choose a web component,
Yeah, see, good question. As I told you previously, both are same. Okay, same in the sense conceptually same. So whatever you are seeing the UI screen, right? Let me open this Lightning component, or else consider this form. Let's consider I have built this form. Okay, from UI's perspective, it will be same. It doesn't matter whether you build using Aura, built LWC. From UI's perspective, everything is same. Okay, same lighting input, same UI and look and feel are all same. So whenever you want to go for LWC or ICE, it's absolutely depends on the client requirements. Okay, but 90% of the clients will opt for LWC only, since it's a new and it is common across all the browsers and all the web methods. Web technologies. Okay, if your project already going through on Aura components, they might ask you to work on Aura components, but 90% probability will be for Lightning Web Components only. But again, one more thing is like if you learn one thing, you can simply correlate to other. Only the syntactical difference. That's it. The framework, the architecture, to and fro between the HTML to Apex, Apex to HTML, everything is same. That's it.
so Aura also it's a kind of web components only. We can use it for web, not
No,
like
no, no. The
intranet.
name web component. No, no. Web components is only for this name. This is Aura components because this is Aura framework introduced by Salesforce, which means completely internal built by Salesforce only. This is common.
So
HTML5 is the general. So any other technology can use same HTML5. The same we are using. ES6 JavaScript is same because common JavaScript, which means any other front-end developer can work on this Lightning Web Components. But here, this is like the Salesforce own inbuilt script. Some syntactical changes will be there, but for time being, just ignore Aura components now. First, concentrate on LWC. LWC is in huge demand and it's easy to use compared to our components. That's it.
So that means other application like from SAP, if I use SAP, I cannot access the Aura component, but I can access the web component. Is that kind of technology?
No, I didn't get your question. Why SAP comes into picture here?
No, no. The difference I try to understand this Aura and web components because it says it's a web component, so other application also can access that. But
No, no,
Aura is
yeah, no, no, no. It's don't
Aura.
think in that way. Okay, Lightning Web Component is like it's a name given by Salesforce itself. Okay, to have some
Okay.
differentiate between these two, Lightning Aura components, Lightning Web Components. That's it. Okay, to differentiate the things, Salesforce has given web components. It's nothing like you said, web components with other Aura with Salesforce. It's not like that. So others in the sense, I am telling the technologies using here. If you see here, the JavaScript is ES6 JavaScript, which is common. If any other applications like, I mean, any developer for other applications like Angular, any something, they use the same. Yes, the JavaScript is common for us and is, I mean, same JavaScript will be used across many applications. Same in the sense, same script, the modules and all, like how Apex you are raising. So Apex is similarly to Java, right? So some things will differ. The same way, HTML5. These are the universal libraries, JavaScript and HTML5. Here, if you see here our components, it has some different scripts, different syntaxes, which is exclusively created for Lightning only in build framework. That's it.
Okay.
But no, but as of now, just remove Lightning Aura components from your mind. Don't get confused. Just concentrate on Lightning Web Components.
Okay.
Once you get to understand the flow of web components, right? Flow in the sense data flow between front end to back end to front end, then you can easily take up anything. That's it.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's it. That's it, guys. We will complete this application. Okay, guys. Then we'll wind up today. Just get ready with this setup for tomorrow. Okay, by tomorrow. Okay, guys. Then bye. See you.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye
Thank
everyone.
you. Bye.